They're off. Wells Bayou absolutely beat the gate, and he's going to be able to pick his path for Florent Giroux. Wells Bayou has the lead. Nadal was a step slow early, and now he'll run up into second, but Wells Bayou dictates into the clubhouse turn. Nadal and King Guillermo are second and third. Storm the Court is fourth. Finnick the Fierce and Code Runner are next. Then Tyshawn. He's made his way to the whale. Nice move, David Cohen. Silver Prospector, and the trailer is Farmington Road as Wells Bayou takes them to the backstretch in the 84th Arkansas Derby. Nadal will do his running from second today, and Wells Bayou leads 3/4 of a length. Nadal has settled into a good stride, and now he's going to press the pace up the backstretch, and you can see these two quicken on. Wells Bayou's a half length in front of Nadal. King Guillermo and the champion Storm the Court. They eyeball each other and the front runners with a half mile to go. In the Arkansas Derby, 2.5 back to Finnick the Fierce. Silver Prospector has 7 lengths to make up. Farmington Road is moving outside of him. Then comes Tyshawn, and the trailer is Code Runner, Wells Bayou, and Nadal. Now they're even closer around the far turn, and here comes Nadal to make his move. And Nadal has put his head in front. Wells Bayou is going to have to battle back, but Nadal has taken over a clear lead. He's now 2 lengths in front at the top of the stretch. King Guillermo moves up outside of Wells Bayou. 3.5 to Farmington Road, and Finnick the Fierce and Code Runner. Nadal still has to get a final furlong. He is 1.5 lengths in front of King Guillermo. Finnick the Fierce runs a big one in third. Nadal is 2 lengths in front. King Guillermo and Finnick the Fierce. It is Nadal undefeated and the Arkansas Derby winner. Nadal won by 2.5. King Guillermo second. Finnick the Fierce third. And Farmington Road finished fourth.
Just too classy, just too tough. Nadal in the Arkansas Derby, and an Arkansas Derby sweep for the Hall of Famer Bob Baffert.
Yeah, an aggressive move away from there on Wells Bayou by Florent Giroux. Hanging a left, establishing it. That actually worked out great for Rosario and Nadal because they were able to set off his hip. And Joel rode this race like it was a match race. He never gave Wells Bayou a breather at any point around there. He was counting on his seasoning that he got from his last race and his fitness from his works, and it showed through here. And I believe he ran 2 ticks quicker than what
Nadal there, every time challenged in the stretch, finds more. The strong finishing from Joel Rosario, yet quicker than Charlatan in the first division of the Arkansas Derby. Nadal there, and 1,500 seconds quicker.
You know what, though? Here's the thing. Charlatan was under no pressure from the company. This was a tougher bunch of horses faced here. He can sense these other horses around. Joel's riding. They set really good fractions in here, but very impressive again today, Lafitte.
Tom, Nadal, just too good, still undefeated, takes down this Grade 1 second division of the Arkansas Derby.
The public had it right. And I think the most impressive thing about Nadal is in all of his races, he's been in a battle, but he's been in front early on. He wasn't today. He had to rate off the pace, under a pace pressure that was not really as quick as the Charlatan race. He did that. He rated well, and then he came on at the end. He finished with a good finish. I'd like to ask Gary, based on how he finished and how good he looked today, you still taking Charlatan, or you changing your mind again?
No, I'm flip-flopping back, Tom. Good question, buddy. I'm fine where I was sitting when the day started.
Andy, your thoughts on Nadal and that performance there, taking down this Arkansas Derby?
I think you have to be very impressed. And when you consider what we said about Charlatan, and maybe we have to reserve judgment with him a little bit, though he did, as Gary said, win quite easily, when this race went 0.35 seconds faster. Now, Charlatan set a faster pace, but what I liked about Nadal was he didn't break that sharply. It's not like he got left, but he was a little sluggish, and Joel Rosario had to get on him to be aggressive, to go after a pretty quick horse, and Wells Bayou got the jump. He easily got into stride and went after that one, and he still finished the deal. King Guillermo got a perfect trip, stalking in behind him, and came out in the stretch, and you had to really think for a second around the 8th pole that King Guillermo might go by. But Nadal seemed to be stronger at the wire, actually, than he was earlier in the race, and that's a very good sign going forward. I haven't been overly impressed with Nadal. Well, that changes today. I was very impressed with his performance today.
the versatility. Able to sit just off the pace, Jonathan here. Nadal, and again, every time King Guillermo made a run at him for a few strides, it looked like we had a horse race. Nadal was able to dig deep and find more.
It did. He looked like he was in deep water around right outside the 8th pole, and then between the 8th pole and the 16th pole, right in the stretch there, he just kind of reopened back up. And man, it actually worked out perfect for him with Wells Bayou breaking out of the gate like that. Then Nadal could just sit off. You know, he could be the hunter and not the hunted. Look, I just went over here and put on my Bob Baffert T-shirt. Bob Baffert was 3 for 3 today, and they were all impressive.
A sweep, Maggie. Bob Baffert, he simply owns the first Saturday in May, regardless of what derby you're talking about.
And he's probably watching it all from his grade 1 sofa, as he likes to call it. But with Nadal, as the old adage goes, practice makes perfect. What they were practicing in the morning with him, he accomplished today in the 2nd division of the Arkansas Derby, sitting off of a pacemaker, and his stride and his efficiency got better in the later stages of the race. And give credit to King Guillermo. I mean, you're looking at a $700,000 two-year-old purchase as opposed